I'm a firm believer in find love, pursue love, get married, have kids. You're gonna be more productive. You'll make more money. You'll be happier. And I think a lot of young men now, I mean, the guys that watch your show, there's just been this revolution of what's happened with young men. The manosphere has been really fascinating to see, of leaning into what does it mean to be a strong male, and that these young men are going back to church at a higher rate than girls now.
It is wild, isn't it?
Really cool.
I mean,
And
shit, we almost lost it.
yeah,
Well, we legitimately almost lost what the fuck it means to be a man.
but it's
It
come
was like
back,
this close.
and it came back in full force because of guys like you that go, I'm going to talk about what does it mean to be a man, and this group of great men that'll talk about what it means to be a man. And it is, you know, the chivalry. It's respecting women. It's these. By the way, these are very Catholic ideas. We started these ideas in Western civilization, in protecting your family, protecting your kids, and faith is such a big part of it.
Where do you think the resurgence came from?
I think it was the attack on masculinity. You know, calling us toxic.
Yeah, but how long did that go on for?
Too long.
Was it?
It was a slow burn, I think. It was a slow burn that came to a crescendo of these attacks on these boys. And when they had an outlet that would actually celebrate them, would talk about how great they are and how great masculinity actually is, they gravitated towards it. And they rejected, right, you're toxic, and they would gravitate to the celebration. And that's where they've leaned into, you know, so many people that will talk about it, like you do, and others. And
You know,
I think,
I never made it a, how do I say this? I just lead by example.
right.
I'm not telling people how to be a man. I'm not telling people what it means to be a man. I'm not doing any of
Which
that.
is more effective than
I am just leading by example, and that's it.
But
I know there's a lot of people out there that are talking about that stuff, but I don't do it.
but I think it's all part of an ecosystem of what does it mean to be a man? And again, you can preach it, which that's fine, that's powerful, or you can show it by example.
We live it.
But either way, I think young men gravitate towards it, and they should, because we should celebrate young men. I think one of the problems today is, again, how does a great young man find a decent girl to marry, right? I think it's harder to find a good girl. I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but again, I think these young girls have been sold a different story. They haven't come back to what these young men have, and yeah, I hope they, again, how do you find someone? I think that becomes far more challenging. But I will say, and you probably can attest to this, the greatest decision you'll ever make in your life, the most important decision you'll make, outside of am I going to choose to, you know, be a person of faith or not, the number one decision you'll ever make that'll have the greatest impact is not where you go to school, not what job I pick, not where I live in the country. It's who do I marry? Who you marry is the greatest decision. And by the way, it's oftentimes a crapshoot, right? We all put our best foot forward as we're dating and we're trying to, you know, go through that process. But the most important decision is who you marry. What kind of person are they? Are they going to, again, because marriages, if anyone who's been married knows, it's always not sunshine and roses. Marriage it's amazing, but it's hard. Like anything, it's hard. It can be hard, but it's beautiful. And do I have someone who's going to stick with me? Do we share values on life's road? Who am I going to journey it with? That decision is the number one most important decision any young man will make, or a young woman.
Man, I'm with you on that one. I think a lot of people get that. I mean, it's very obvious. A lot of people get that decision wrong. Why do you think they get it wrong?
I don't know that they get it. I think when things can get hard, there's a perception that it's always, again, sunshine and roses, and it's actually not. It can be. I mean, you got to disagree. You're going to fight. You're going to have issues that you have to work through. And am I someone who can actually be committed to the marriage and work through those issues? Do I have a partner who's willing to work through those issues as well? And if you do, you can make it work. But if you hit the release valve and get out, you're probably going to find the same situation in the next marriage that you have. Are you willing to stick it out? Because again, it's the most, like, my life doesn't exist without my wife. I wouldn't be here without her. I wouldn't have all the greatest things in my life without her. But, do we have disagreement? Yeah, we have disagreement. But in the end, and we fight. But in the end, we're not leaving each other. We made a commitment to each other. We are sticking together. And no matter what fight we have, there's never a conversation about the release valve. Like, this is like, we got to work through it, but we are in this together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if people think about it maybe differently, again, we take away the roses and talk about the beauty of marriage and the disagreement and the agreement and the joy and the fights, and make it more realistic, and that you have to fight for your marriage, I think we might have better results. I think maybe it's you can too easily take the easy path. And then, by the way, you might have abuse too. Like, there's also situations where you probably got to get out of, but many of them are not that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a damn good point. I think a lot of people enter into relationships for strictly superficial reasons also, which, that never winds up turning out good.
Doesn't.
But how did you meet your wife? I mean, I know how you guys met,
Yeah.
but
So I did reality TV, as you mentioned.
yeah, that was that was like the beginning of reality TV, right?
Yeah. So I was the 6th season of the Real World. So this is on MTV. Some people might know this, some people might not, because MTV has gone down the drain. But they'd pick 7 people from all different walks of life, all different viewpoints, all different experiences, and they'd put them in a house and make them live together. And they would just film them for every moment of every day for about 6 months, and then they would edit that down to about 22 half-hour episodes. And it was wildly popular. And I was on the 6th season of that. My wife was on the 3rd season. But what's interesting is, if you think about it, we gravitate towards and build relationships with people that are very much like us, similar backgrounds, similar beliefs, and that's who we become friends with. That's who we maybe want to live by. That's who we will go have a drink at the bar with or a cup of coffee with. People like us. We don't naturally go out and go like, I'm going to go be friends with someone who is from a way different walk of life and way different, viewpoints than I have. Like, human nature is not built that way. But this show made you live with people who are very different from you. And what was actually pretty cool, one of the coolest experiences and learning lessons for me doing the show was wildly different people than me. Like, I'm a lumberjack from northern Wisconsin who hadn't done a lot of travel.
How old were you?
I was 24, 25 when I did it. So I was in the middle of law school. I took a year off of law school when I did it. So I was older than most when I did the show.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.